Welcome back, goddess, and welcome if you are a new goddess. Today I'm going to do a cooking video, and I'm just going to chit chat with y'all while I cook, okay? So sit back, relax, enjoy the visuals, and let's just have a little chat, okay? When someone asks me, like, what are you? I just say, like, I'm just intentional with the foods that I eat. I feel like my journey began when I was like 19, 20 years old, and I decided that I wasn't going to eat pork anymore. It wasn't because I found out that pork was bad and unhealthy for you. I just learned that, like, pigs don't digest their food, and I was just disgusted by it, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that anymore, because their diet is already trash and then they don't digest their food. Like, that just kind of turned me off. And then from there it kind of like snowballed. A couple years later I decided that I wasn't going to eat any more fast food, and I wasn't going to eat like beef, anything from the pig or the cow. So then my diet went to, I only eat like chicken, fish, or turkey. And then I did that for a few years, and then I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm about to really become a vegetarian. And so I just quit eating all meat, like all meat. Every time I like decided to cut something out of my diet, like, it was not easy. It wasn't like I made a decision and then that was it. Like, it was a mental shift, and I really had to change my ways and become conscious of the foods that I eat. And I just feel like when I decided to stop eating pork, it just started the ball for me. Like, it got the ball rolling for me, and I just started to slowly become more and more aware about the food that I was eating and the effects that it would have on my body. And where was our food coming from? Like, how are animals being treated, and what are they putting in our foods? And I just started to like ask questions, and the more questions I asked, the more I decided to like cut things out, because I want to be healthy. I want to live a long life, and I don't want to go out from cancer. I don't want to go out from diabetes or high blood pressure or heart disease, which is like the number one killer in America, heart disease. I don't want to end my life in pain and misery and surgery after surgery, because my body has just given up on me. I don't want to do that. So I call it being proactive, like just trying to make the changes in my life so that I can be healthier. It's not easy to like change the foods that you eat, because not only is it a mental thing, but there's also like addictive things that they put in the food, so it's like quitting a drug in a sense. Like, I don't know, that might sound crazy, but do your own research, ask your own questions. Like, it's not a coincidence that you may say to yourself, like, I'm gonna stop eating this, and then it's hard, because it's just not a coincidence. Once you like begin to make that mental shift, you begin to break that addiction, and you start to commit to this new lifestyle about what you eat, you realize, like, okay, well, what am I going to eat? What am I going to cook? What am I going to make? In the beginning, like, you don't know what to eat. Like, you really have to unlearn and then relearn. Otherwise, you will find yourself eating salad every day, and then you're just like, I'm tired of this. I want something fulfilling. I want something satisfying. I want something cooked, and then you just relapse. So let me get back to the timeline. So when I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna just quit meat altogether and become a vegetarian, I decided next to become a vegan. And at this point, like, I was good without eating meat. I had been a vegetarian for enough time now. And the next step was to cut out dairy. And Let me tell you, cutting out dairy is so much harder than cutting out meat, okay? It's really harder because they put dairy in everything. Like, everything contains dairy products. Like, when I eliminated dairy, I just was not prepared for how much of a big portion of foods I was eliminating from my diet. I lived like that for a little over a year. And when I got pregnant, that's when I kind of just like broke that and started to eat meat and dairy. That pregnancy was one of the most bizarre things I ever experienced because I was over a year, like almost 2 years in of being a vegetarian. So like my body had adjusted, and it adjusted to the point where like the smell of meat didn't even smell good to me anymore, you know? And then when I got pregnant, it was like all of the healthy foods that I love to eat, that my taste buds had got accustomed to, my body was just like, no, I don't want this. I couldn't keep anything down. I wasn't eating, so that made me nauseous. Like, it was a very tough pregnancy for me. And I ended up just like giving in and eating meat and stuff, because the ironic part of it was like fried chicken started smelling good again. And I will never forget the first time I ate meat again. I was pregnant, I was sick, I was hungry, I couldn't eat anything or keep anything down. And I just like broke down, and I went to Subway and got like a turkey sub. And that was the first meal that I ate during that pregnancy that I didn't throw right back up. I will never forget that, y'all, because it was such a bittersweet it was such a bittersweet moment for me, because I was full and satisfied, but I was also so disgusted with myself at the same time. But needless to say, I ate meat and I ate dairy and I ate whatever the heck I felt like eating during that pregnancy. And ever since that pregnancy, it's been like a roller coaster ride. Like, I had the baby, healthy, beautiful baby boy named Mitchell. And I've been struggling to like stay consistent. Like, I haven't gotten another year under my belt of not eating meat or not eating dairy. I've just been like flip-floppy all over the place. 1 minute I'm a pescatarian, 1 minute I'm trying to eat it. Like, I just been all over the place. And Mitchell is 5, so that's like how my diet has been for the past 5 years. Like, I feel like I've been trying to get back to that point, but it's just been, I don't want to say it's been a struggle, but it's just been like a journey of just like figuring out what works for me, what doesn't work for me. Do I want to be a vegan? Do I want to be a vegetarian? Do I want to be a pescatarian? Like, what is healthy for me? Do I need some of this stuff? And just doing like asking even more questions and doing even more research to the point where I'm where I am at today. So I say all of that to say this, here we are at the present. And I remember like beginning when I decided like I'm about to just be a vegetarian. I remember wanting to be plant-based and just see like if I was plant-based for a few years, like how would that affect my body? Now that I'm in this season of solitude, I'm really like doing a whole bunch of self-cultivating and figuring out what it is that I want. I remember that I wanted to be plant-based, and it's still a desire of mine. I want to experience being plant-based and just see like how does that affect my body. So here we are today in the present. I'm wanting to shift my mindset again, change my diet again, and I'm having to go through the unlearn and relearn process all over again. I want to stop eating all the fake vegan meats out there because they're horrible for me. They're not healthy at all. And I want to learn how to cook delicious and satisfying meals with real food, really plant-based. Like when I say plant-based, I don't mean like going into the grocery store and picking up a package that says plant-based on it. Like I want to cook all my meals from scratch with real food, real fruits and vegetables and grains, and like just healthy alternative stuff. Like if I'm making spaghetti, I want the noodles to be made from chickpeas. Okay, that's what I mean by plant-based. Like I want all my food to come from plants. I don't want any GMOs. I want to be plant-based, but I don't know what to do. Like I don't know, like you know what I mean? Like what am I gonna do? Just eat a bunch of sides? Like I don't want my plant-based journey to be like that. And I know it doesn't have to be like that, because I literally get on YouTube and I got so many videos saved on a playlist that I just like to watch. And you always look at videos and say like, "Ooh, that look good. I'm gonna try that one day," and you save it. Well, I'm at the point now where I'm ready to like really try it and expand my palate and cook more foods. So this meal that I'm recreating is from a YouTube video. I'm gonna link it in the description box below. Check out the channel. I love this channel. This girl knows how to like really cook a lot of satisfying, delicious meals that are all alkaline and plant-based. If you are like me and you're wanting to shift, but you want to commit and you want to still eat full, satisfying meals, but you just like, I don't know what the heck to cook, then definitely check out this channel, okay? And now we have come to the end of the video and the end of my story. That is, I guess, my healthy food journey. The answer to the question, am I vegan? Am I vegetarian? What do I eat? What is my classification, if you will? As I said in the beginning, y'all, I'm just very intentional with the foods that I eat. That's how I live my life. And I am embarking on a new phase of my healthy food journey. And that is the journey to becoming plant-based. If you would like to see more videos like this, where I'm creating plant-based meals, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and hit the bell so you can get your notification, because I definitely plan on incorporating more types of videos like this, more what I eat in a day videos, and just bringing you guys in on the journey of becoming plant-based. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in to my video. I'm proud of myself. I was able to meal prep 5 meals out of this, and it's going to be a good week. But thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.